Hi guys, welcome to this week's episode of ELIFE with Kate. My name is Kate Adeogun, and today I've got some hot topics from the Nigerian music and entertainment scene. From Portable's big dreams to the return of the Headies. I feel like we've spoken about the Headies a whole lot, but here is everything you need to know. So before we dive in, please make sure you like, share, drop a comment, and also subscribe for more updates. Now, let's get right into it. Street hop star Portable says he's ready to headline the iconic O2 Arena. Interesting, right? Now, in a recent interview, he shared his belief that his growth over the years has earned him a spot on this global stage. But here is the question on the lips of many and maybe myself. Do you think Portable has done enough to headline the O2? His journey has been full of ups and downs, no doubt. But can his controversial moments turn into a successful career milestone like headlining the O2 Arena? Drop your thoughts below. Let me know what you think about that. Now, moving on. The Headies is back in Nigeria. I'm sure you already know that because I have said it not once, not twice, not three times on ELIFE with Kate. Now, on April 3rd, 2025, Nigerian music industry leaders gathered at the US Consulate for a pre-event dinner, kicking off the countdown to the 17th edition of the Headies. Now, this year's theme, Back to Base, promises to bring some excitement than never before. Who do you think will win Album of the Year or maybe even Artist of the Year? Let me know who your favorite nominees are and who you're rooting for. Okay, let's do that in the comment section. But let's be honest, this is the most interesting part for me. Are you even looking forward to the Headies Awards this year? With everything happening in the Nigerian music scene, I want to know if this year's ceremony has you excited, or maybe you think just like me, it's just another award show. Let's see. But we'll see how that goes. April 27, we plaster. Now, this is an interesting one. It has created a whole lot of buzz on social media over the weekend. Drama unfolded at Lizzy Anjorin'sbirthday birthday party when gospel singer Tope Alabi refused to perform after learning that the event was for Anjorin. And we know that Lizzy is known for her controversial image, right? But that's not the bone of contention here. Tope returned her payment. She left the event, and this particular action sparked debates online. I'm sure that one way or the other, you must have come across this story. Tope was in the bus. She didn't know who she was going to perform for because it was a surprise performance. She got to the venue and then realized that it was Lizzy Anjorin's birthday and did not come down from the bus. Instead, she returned the payments, did not perform, and left. What's your take on this? Do you think that Tope Alabi had every right to walk away? Or was it unprofessional? And I mean, why didn't the person who wanted Tope's service, to surprise Lizzy Anjorin, why didn't they just tell her that it was Lizzy Anjorin? It's not supposed to be a surprise to Tope Alabi. It's supposed to be a surprise to Lizzy, who does not know that Tope Alabi was coming. So why is Tope Alabi not in the know that, it is Lizzy Anjorin that I'm going to perform for? So that she knows if she wants to take the job or not. But like I said, it looks like there's something we don't know. Maybe they had a beef before. I mean, based on some of the videos that I saw, I didn't want to judge by that. I want to hear from both of them. But we know that Tope will not come out to, debunk or say anything about something like this. It's only Lizzy that will come out, and which she already did, right? So I really don't know. Just let me know what you think about this. Now, here is some exciting news, right? An animated film about Fela Kuti's early life is set to release soon. The short film, Sopo, produced by Nisi Ogulu's Creole Animation Studios, celebrates African roots and explores the power of music to bring about change. And it is, of course, inspired by Fela's life and aims to tell authentic African stories to the world. But let's talk about animation for a second. Traditionally, animation has become more associated with cartoons and maybe family-friendly entertainment. But recently, it has evolved into a powerful tool for telling deep, meaningful stories. But when you think about Fela Kuti, the complexity of his life and legacy could be hard to capture in a straightforward biopic. But animation, well, I am inclined towards the fact that animation allows for a bit more creativity, freedom, and expression. And animation can blend history with symbolism, music, and a visual style that enhances the story. And it also allows us to, dive deeper into Fela's impact on music, politics, and also culture without limitations. And because Fela's story is rich with vibrant, larger than life elements, animation might just be the perfect medium. But of course, traditional biographical films have their place too. A traditional biopic about Fela would bring us closer to the real, raw human experience of his life. We get to see the challenges, the triumphs, and the very human side of, the revolutionary artist. Think about the biopics of icons like Tupac, Bob Marley, or even Nelson Mandela. Those films had or have the ability to ground us in reality, with real actors, the settings, and then the emotions. But the question is, when it comes to someone like Fela Kuti, do we need that real world approach? Or is there a place for the abstract, the surreal, and the larger than life elements that animation can provide? So now, let's be real. Animation is such an underutilized form of storytelling in African cinema, especially for telling the stories of our greatest figures. So when you think about it, animation can elevate African culture in ways that maybe the traditional films sometimes cannot. It can bring alive the energy of Fela's music, his vibrant personality, and even the political activism that he stood for. Because imagine seeing the Afrobeat rhythms brought to life visually in an animated world. It might sort of provide a sense of freedom, and we don't necessarily have to stick to conventional film structures or be bound by realism. We can tell stories in a way that resonates emotionally while also being visually stunning, right? Plus, it could attract a younger generation to Fela's story, the Gen Alphas, and maybe people who might not immediately want to turn to a traditional biographical film. With that being said, there is no one right answer. Both animation and traditional biographical films have their strengths, and imagine if we had both, the best of both worlds, right? That would be interesting. But how do you feel about this unique way of telling Fela's story? Do you think animation is a great medium for preserving African history, or should there be more traditional biographical films about icons like Fela Kuti and many more? Share your thoughts with me. So on a final note, let's talk about Mayorkun for a second. Just like his, past hits, Mayorkun has a way of making his music both fun and relatable. Now, Mayorkun is gearing up to drop something huge. His upcoming album, Still the Mayor, which is set to bring even more hits to the streets. And I said that because he released the new song, Reason to Japa, right? And I love that track, no doubt. It is 100% relatable. And I also think I've been waiting for this moment from Mayorkun. But from the looks of it, Still the Mayor will be packed with bangers and also packed with the energy that we all love from Mayorkun. And we're also expecting collaborations with some of the biggest names in Afrobeat and new sounds that will solidify his, spots, maybe to a reasonable extent. So whether you're a fan of his Afrobeat vibe or maybe his dancehall influence, this album promises something for everyone. If Reason to Japa is anything to go by, then we are in for some serious hits, right? So we'll see how that goes. How excited are you though for Still the Mayor by Mayorkun? All right, that's all for today's ELIFE update, but I want to hear from you. Which story caught your eye? What do you think about Portable's O2 Arena dream? What do you think about the Headies, the Tope Alabi and Lizzy Anjorin drama, or the film animated film that tells the story of Fela Kuti? Drop your comments below and let's get the conversation going. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates. Once again, my name is Kate Adeogun, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.